Welcome to weekly Forex analysis from 6th to 10th of April 2020. My name is George, and in this video I'm going to be analyzing 5 currency pairs. But before we do that, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. I'm making live daily Forex analysis from Monday to Friday, 8 AM UK time, as well as weekly Forex analysis such as this one and videos about the knowledge you need to be a better trader. Now let's jump into the screen. Starting with the euro against US dollar from the monthly time frame. So last month we had this spinning top candle, and if you want to have a bit of a clearer picture, we need to go to the weekly time frames. So last week we had, after the price came down all the way here and tested the monthly low, we had this big retracement, this weekly bullish candle. But then for this week we've seen that the price pretty much lost all the gains it made for the last week, and it's also closed very strong bearish candle. For now, because the price broken this lower horizontal line, which is these lows down here, also these highs, I have two potential trades I'm looking at, or two potential entries I'm looking at the moment. So the first one is if for the following week, if the price returns to back to this horizontal line, which is about 108.50 area, we have these multiple highs and lows. There's quite a bit of price action going on here. We see these lows. There's a lot of price action. We've got these lows, so there's quite a lot of price action. So this will be the first potential entry towards short side. But the only thing I'm concerned with, because the price is pretty close to this zone, this horizontal line, generally price likes to have a bigger retracement. So we're looking at the weekly time frame, so it can have quite a bit of retracement can take like a days for the retracement. So that's the only thing I'm concerned. I'm gonna see and analyze how the price gonna behave, but for now this is the first entry I would be looking towards short side. And for the second potential entry would be, let's have a look. I looked at it earlier. So it will be 109.50, 109.50 zone. We got these lows. So we got these lows. Where else we have? So we got these lows. Also these highs here. So there's a lot of price action. We've got this low down here and these highs. So it's very close to one another. So there's this two potential entries. I would allocate more for this one, 109.50 zone, because this is a bit further up, so another 100 pips up. But I would give it a try for the first one as well. There's nothing wrong with taking a small loss if you're gonna gain a lot more. So I would give it these two possible entries the try. As of the stop loss goes, we're looking about 70 pips on this one, 108.50. 70 pip stop. So 108.50. The target is going to be further down at about 105.80. So we would be looking 250 pips roughly. So the risk reward is going to be more, just about 1 to 3 risk reward on that. So if we go and get onto these 109.50, then for the stop losses, let's analyze. 109.50 will be around 70 pips, maybe 80 pips on this one. 70 to 80 pips on that one for the stop loss, but then the target is going to be at the same area down to this low 105.80 zone. So as of the risk reward goes, it's even better, because we will get on to even further up. We continue with the US dollar against Japanese yen, starting with the monthly time frame first. So this one looks a bit similar to the euro dollar currency. We have this spinning top candle for the monthly time frame, same as the euro dollar, and we also have this the trend line, weekly and monthly trend line, and price came up, already tested so many times, but it failed to break that trend line. And last month we had this spinning top candle. It shows me a bit more weakness in here. So let's go to the weekly time frames. So we had these multiple times it's been tested, and also in a quick successions. For only a couple of weeks back it came up and tested it, and then last week and week before it also attempted to break, but then it's failed to do that. And also for this week we can see this this weekly candle. This one does not look very strong. It shows more weakness on this weekly time frame. So normally I like to see a big candles like this one. For the last week or week before, we have these big candles which shows more strength. However, we have seen this weekly candle which does not really look strong. So for now I'm either on both sides, but first I would be looking to short the trades if the price comes up. What was the level I was looking? Actually, I forgot. So for this is a daily time frame, so I'm looking at the price to come up at 109.30 zone, where this horizontal line is. We have a lot of price action going on. So many touches, the highs and lows in here, so there's a good resistance area, so price have a good chance to gravitate towards it. So that will be a good potential short opportunity. So I'm thinking it should manage to do it either Monday or Tuesday after the market opens. So if it comes up something like, let's say something like these two candles, I know my drawing is not that good, but if it comes up something like this, so the similar as this daily candle we have in here, this one here, then that will be shows even more weakness. So I will be looking to short the trade. If the price comes up at 109.30, we'll be looking to short there. And for the stop loss, we would be looking about 52. Either 50 or a 60 pip stop would be fine. You can get away with 50, but sometimes it's good to give it extra, probably on this one, extra 10 pips. So we're looking 50 or 60 pip stop. As of the targets are concerned, we're gonna have a look at the weekly time frame. Let's have a look. What would be the next? Certainly not this one. I would be looking down to these lows down here, which is at 104.80 area. So the risk reward is very good. Would be looking to take the profits down here. So this is a pretty good, very good potential. If it sets up, I will be closely monitoring this trade. Also, the euro dollar is looking very good. So these two currencies looking very good. So that will be a very good risk reward on that. It's way more than 1 to 3, and stop is about 50 to 60 pips to gain. I don't know, what is it, like nearly 400 pips on it, so it's very good risk reward on that. Next currency, US dollar against Canada, starting with a monthly time frame. So we see that the last month the price came up to all the way to this high, but it failed to take out this monthly high here, and we had this good retracement. If we go to the weekly time frames here, we had this nice retracement, and now for this week price managed to push a bit higher, but then it failed and closed all the way to this half candle. If we also have a look at the daily time frame, on the last couple of days we had these inverted hammer candles like 3 days in a row, which demonstrates not much strength. However, because on a higher time frames the trend is still up, are still looking for the long side play. However, I do want to see a confirmation on this one, because it does not really look good on a daily and for this week candles. So I do want to see a bit more strength coming in. So this is more of a waiting game in here. I do want to see for this next couple of days, for next week, that if the price pushes up and shows more strength, demonstrates more strength, then I would be looking to go long. However, I want to see the price pushing for another 100 or even 150 pips. The only problem is gonna will be at the entry where I'm gonna get in on this side, because this is not developed yet. It's probably gonna take another maybe end of the next week to play out, even maybe even after the week later. So it's a bit a tricky one, but I do keeping eye on these currencies. So I want to see more strength to break, come up and take out these spikes at least. So another 100 or 150. That's 100 actually, about 100 or 150 pips. And also the nature of the candles. I look at the nature of the candles, how the candles are behaving. So if it comes up something like this and closes on a daily time frame, that I will be happy and will be definitely looking to get onto the short side. So ideally, if the price comes up, takes out this spike and closes somewhere about here, and then I will be looking to get onto the retracements, probably down to these lows here. But I need to have a look at how the price is gonna behave. Can't really mention any stop losses or the take profit. Actually, I can say the take profit ones. For the take profits, I will be more likely looking to what this absolute high is, because if the price manages to push that higher, it will want to at least come up and take out this high here. And also, I think this is let me just have a look. Yeah, this is also this high here. We can see this this little high here. So these two highs. So if the price manages to push that high, then it will at least take out these highs. So that will be as of the profit taking area. So 146.70. Let's call it. That will be the target. Next currency, we got euro against Australian dollar, starting with a monthly time frame. So we can see that on the last month that the price left these this candle went all the way, it's very strong, it went all the way down up to this almost 90, 198, 100, but then it came down and lost all this gain, and now we had closed this, we had left this wick. I did mention, actually I think it was about 2 weeks ago, the price might want to come to the return to this horizontal line, which it did. But because we have this wick left, now I'm a bit hesitant, and I'm waiting. I'm keeping still eye on this currency, but I want to see a bit more of it. So the price came and tested this horizontal line. We got this cluster of lows and highs, so it's a good support. However, it depends, it can go now either up or down. These two directions, it's a bit undecided where it wants to go. So either one, if the price, this is a daily time frame, so either if the price wants to go higher, then I do want to see this one to break at very minimum to this monthly pivot and shows more strength. As of the strengths, I mean nice bullish candles, like something like let's see, like this candle looks good in here, something like a strong bullish candle, then I would be looking to get onto the long side. However, if it wants to go down to the south, then I want to see break of this horizontal line and down to these lows here. We got this 176.68. So either one of them, I want to see either break of these highs, this pivot towards the long side, if it does it, or break of these lows down here. So this currency is on a developing stage, so I can't mention again the entries and exits yet, so you might want to keep an eye on my daily time frame, daily forex analysis. I might mention it in there depending how this currency gonna go. There's also a lot of opportunities for the day trade, and sometimes the day trades turns into a semi swings. That's why I call it semi swings, because the targets might be too far away, but then it gives such a great risk reward, then it's definitely a good catch. And lastly, we got US dollar against Swiss franc, starting with a weekly time frame first. So this currency looks more interesting in after the euro dollar and US dollar against yen trade. So these two pairs, this one looks most interesting. So we can see that this on a weekly time frame we have this strong bullish candle. I do see, even though the trend is more or less, the big trend is down, we can see that on a monthly time frame it's more down, and also reflects on a weekly time frame. I do see a bit more to this to push at least up to this 98.50 zone. We got this high here, so I do see that coming for the following week, which if the price pushes up this high, they will be coming to this weekly trend line as well. So of course it might start breaking it, but for now that's the potential I see. However, I do want to see a retracement on this one for down to these lows, which is at 97, around 97.20 area. So we get this price action down here, so it should act as a good support. So we got down this side, these lows, we got this spike, we got these two highs, so that should act as a good support. At least should have enough strength to come up and return to these highs here, which is at 98.50. So the entry would be at 97.20, around the area. We would be looking about 40 pips stop on that. Even no, 40 to 50 pip stop. Ideally, in my case, will be 40. You can give it a 50 pip stop, but would be no more than 50, because the profit gonna be taking trade at 98.50 zone. So you want to have with a 40 pip stop, you would have just about the 1 to 3 risk reward. However, if you want to have it bigger stop loss, then you can, but then again this will affect your risk reward. Thank you guys for watching. This was weekly forex analysis from 6th to 10th of April 2020. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share with your friends, and make sure to subscribe. I'm making a live daily forex analysis Monday to Friday 8 AM UK time, as well as weekly forex analysis and videos about the knowledge you need to be a better trader. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on my next videos.